What could a store that sells jeans and your dental office have in common? Or better yet, what lesson can you learn for your dental office from a store that sells jeans? Well, you are about to find out on today's episode of the Dental Practice Fixers podcast. Hey there, I'm Dr. Richard Matto, co-founder of the Matto Center for Dental Practice Success, and it is so great to have you here on this episode. I've been traveling around the country quite a bit recently, doing talks in all corners of the world. It feels like meeting so many great people. And I love to hear that you're listening to the Dental Practice Fixers. So it seems like recently more and more people have been coming up to me at our live events and saying how much they enjoy the Fixers. So because of that, I'm going to start today's episode with the story that I've been telling at my seminars lately, and I think you'll see why the story that has nothing to do with your dental office actually has a heck of a lot to do with your dental office. But first, I just want to remind anybody who's listening, if you're not a subscriber to the podcast, you can go on whatever app you're listening on, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, if it's on YouTube, whatever it is, and just hit subscribe. Why should you do that? Because you will be notified as soon as a brand new episode comes out and be the first or amongst the first to hear it or listen to it. So please take a second, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to write a review while you're doing that, that would be awesome. Okay, let's get down to it. Not that long ago, I was in Chicago. I was presenting a relatively new talk at the time called 10 Ways to Create a Memorable Patient Experience in Your Practice. I think we've given you some of those ways on the podcast, and I'll continue to do it. So I arrived in Chicago a day early. It was a beautiful, cold winter day. I love walking around Chicago. I got all bundled up in a sweatshirt and some old jeans. And I'm walking around the North Loop and the South Loop and the East Loop. I don't know, there's so many loops there. And I wind up on Michigan Avenue, the magnificent mile. You know, they've got all those stores like Armani and Gucci and Prada. And I'm not really a big fan of that kind of stuff. But I'm walking around, I noticed my jeans were a little loose and baggy. And, you know, there's an old story that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Well, in this case, I think it was when the store is ready. No, when the shopper is, let's get this straight. When the shopper is ready, the store will appear, because right at that moment, amongst all these fancy schmancy stores, boom, it's the Levi's store, the flagship, magnificent mile Levi's store. Could it get any better? It actually could, because there was a sign outside that said, all jeans today, 40% off. So I walked in, and I was blandly greeted. That's an understatement. I was kind of not greeted by this young woman. She just stood at the front door. She kind of looked at me like, what the heck are you doing here? She never told me her name. I'm not sure what was going on there, but I told her what kind of jeans I was looking for. And, you know, she did a decent enough job. She pulled a few pair off the shelves. But I was actually just stunned by her complete and total lack of enthusiasm. It just wasn't there. I mean, you know, there's a huge difference between handing someone a pair of jeans and say, try these, or something just like, this is a new wash, it's getting really popular. You know, small stuff like this counts. And then the trend continued. I'm in the dressing room. I tried on the jeans. They didn't fit. I'm standing there in my skivvies, no one to be found. I'm doing like, hello, is anybody there? And finally, some guy comes up to me and says, oh, you must be looking for Sarah. I didn't even know her name because she never introduced herself. But apparently she strands people in the dressing room all the time because, yes, I guess I was looking for Sarah. So she came over to the dressing room. She handed me a different pair. I tried them on. I walked out. She's standing there. She just kind of looks me up and down and says, oh, those fit. I mean, okay, maybe they fit, but that's a far cry from saying, those look really great. I mean, come on, flatter me here. You're trying to get me to buy some jeans. Say, oh, those look amazing. They're awesome. Let me get you another similar pair that'll look just as good. You're going to rock these, whatever. Come on, be enthusiastic. Make me feel good. Don't just say those fit. Oh, horrible. Then possibly the biggest mistake, I said to her, hey, since this is the Michigan Avenue flagship Levi's store, do you have any jeans here that they might not have anywhere else? And she responded, and I kid you not, word for word, she said, well, we have our made and crafted line, but they're really expensive And then she proceeded not to show them to me. I mean, like, are you serious here, Sarah? I left there with 2 pair of jeans. I spent a little bit of money, I don't know, $100. Not horrible, but geez, it could have been so much more. And if the experience were truly exceptional, I might have returned the next day and asked for Sarah and bought more, or told people about this store at the convention. I mean, who knows what would have happened? So let's just review these couple mistakes and see how they apply to dentistry. There's a saying, I think it's Brian Tracy, the sales trainer. He says, selling is a transfer of enthusiasm. When we're enthusiastic about a product or service, it's easier to talk about. I'll even make that go further, say selling is a transfer of enthusiasm. We always say in dentistry, I don't like to sell, and we shouldn't have to sell. But we're providing such a great service. We know we're going to make that patient healthier, make them chew better, smile better, have a better life. What if we could transfer that enthusiasm to them? So instead of selling dentistry, we could get them just as excited about that crown or that scaling and root planing, that implant, whatever it is. But man, Sarah's enthusiasm, it couldn't have been any worse. I mean, maybe she'd been working in the Levi's store for a certain amount of time and it was just tough to get excited about a pair of jeans. Maybe she had a rough night. Maybe she was a college student and did poorly on an exam or had a family problem, broke up with a boyfriend. I don't know, it could have been a million things to put her in a not so great mood. But it doesn't matter. She's at work now, and going to the Levi's store in Chicago was a novel experience for me. And it's up to her to transfer that enthusiasm to her potential customer. And I know it's the same thing with us. After many years in dentistry, maybe even many weeks in dentistry, it can be tough to get excited about a crown or a scaling and root planing, but we need to see it from the patient's point of view. You know, they're often nervous, they're worried, they're anxious. It's a huge deal to them to get this crown that we can do with our eyes closed and our hands tied behind our backs, and just another crown to us. It's a huge deal to that patient, and we need to be enthusiastic about it and transfer that enthusiasm to them. Secondly, Sarah totally judged my values when she said that special made and crafted line was really expensive and then didn't show them to me. I checked later. I went online. They were $168. And, you know, honestly, if they look good and they fit great and they felt good and I got a 40% discount, I would have had no problem purchasing those. Maybe a few pair, but she just assumed they were out of my range. Look, I was wearing a sweatshirt and jeans that didn't fit, but don't judge people by the way they present. I might have bought 2 pair of those, 2 pair of regular jeans. Who knows? And it's kind of like us, you know, sometimes we are just hesitant to present and even provide comprehensive or high-end treatment to a patient because we've made some assumptions that could be totally untrue about them. And then even if we do present the treatment, our hesitancy shows in our wording and our body language. So wow, I thought this was such a great story. I've been telling it in my seminars for a while now. It's been getting a really good response from everyone. So I just wanted to share with you, our podcast listeners, that enthusiasm is so important, and we can never forget the things that are mundane or routine to us, a crown, an endo, a core, scaling, a root planing, even an exam. It's a big deal to a patient. They're nervous, they're anxious, they don't get this stuff done very often. So even though it's routine to us, we have to act like it's really important to them because it is, and transfer our enthusiasm to them, unlike the way Sarah did to me at the Levi's store in Chicago. So that's my story today. I hope it was meaningful to you. Speaking of stories, it's not a story that every single month here at the Maddow Center, we save a ton of money because that was a good pause for emphasis while I'm drinking out of my Dental Practice Fixers tea and coffee mug, which, by the way, if you want one of these, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see this beautiful Dental Practice Fixers mug. Just go subscribe to our newsletter. A few times a week, you'll get great practice building tips, info, and free webinars and other tips on products and services. Just go to maddow.com/newsletter, sign up. When you do so, you'll be entered into a drawing to win a beautiful Dental Practice Fixers coffee mug. But I was just telling you that we save money every month at the Maddow Center because we don't pay that nasty overage percentage for our credit card processing, and neither should you. Use the same thing we do, which is Stacks. If you just go to maddow.com/save, MADOW.com/save, you can see how it's so easy to accept credit cards in your office with stacks, and get rid of that overage percentage. Just pay a low, flat monthly fee like we do at the Matto Center. Okay, let's get down to that thing that I know you love, our mystery shopper calls. Did a pretty simple one this time. It's a scenario. I was told by a former dentist that I need some crowns. I'm looking for a new office to do some crowns. Sounds like a no-brainer, doesn't it? Okay, let's see how it goes. We'll go over here to Command Central and play call number 1.
Thank you for calling Dentistry. This is Farhan. How may I help you?
I have a question for you. My last dentist told me I needed 3 crowns, but I wasn't really clear on what that even meant, like what a crown is. Do you do crowns in your office?
Yes, we do.
And what does that mean?
So a crown is a protective, it's almost like a helmet that we put on your tooth after we remove a cavity. So if you have a large cavity, then we can't do a filling, and we need to put a crown on it to protect the tooth.
I see. So it's like a helmet. Wow. So it's like a whole concussion protocol there for your tooth. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And do they last a long time?
Yeah, if you take care of it, we've seen crowns last, 10, 20 years.
Oh, that's so good. Great. Thank you so much for that explanation.
Okay. Anything else I can help you with?
No, that was really helpful. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Have a really nice one. Bye.
Bye.
I love the helmet thing. I wonder what somebody would picture if they'd been told a crown is like a helmet for your tooth. I pictured a football helmet because it's football season. I just watched the Ravens, but I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. It's funny the way different people describe these dental procedures. But I love at the end how there's that little pause, like it's his turn to say something. And instead of saying, let's get you in the schedule, or like, would you like to make an appointment, right? The doctor can take a look tomorrow, whatever variation you're using in their practice. He just kind of paused and said, did you have any other questions? No, I don't have any other questions except the fact that I'm looking for a new dental office to do my 2, 3, or 4 crowns that are like helmets. So, epic fail. I'm so sorry. Let's go to another one. Maybe they'll do a little better.
Good morning. Thank you for choosing Dentistry. This is Jessica. How may I help you?
Hey, Jessica, I have a question. Do you do crowns in your dental office?
Yes, we do.
And what is a crown? What does that mean exactly? I was told I need 2 of them, but I'm not sure what it means.
So it's like when your tooth it has like a large decay, they have to pretty much like drill out the decay, or it can be that, or if it's because it's like chipped or something. What they do is like they cover the tooth, they prep it and they shave it down, and they put like, a lot of people know it like a cap. So it's like a tooth to protect your real tooth underneath. And that crown will cover your whole tooth all the way around.
I see. So they shave it right down and just cover it up with something, it sounds like.
Yeah. A lot of people know it like a cap. So it's like a porcelain ceramic crown.
Okay. Oh, porcelain ceramic crown, cap. Okay.
Yeah, it depends. There's different ones. So like porcelain ceramic, they have like all porcelain. They have like some have like a metal base to it. It just depends what the doctor recommends.
I got it. Metal base, a metal treble. Yeah. So also on your website it says you're affordable. So I guess I'm okay to ask this. How much does a crown cost?
So also depends if you need like a build up. The crown itself can start anywhere from 1,000 and up.
Okay. Up to what? Like, I mean, could it be like 10,000 or not?
No. I would say maybe up to like 15.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty affordable. Got it. Okay. Great. Lots of info there. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Thanks.
Anything else I can help you with?
I think you answered all my questions.
Okay. Well, let us know if you want to set that appointment up.
I definitely will. You've been so kind. Thank you.
All right. You have a good one. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
She did the exact same thing. It was like at the end, there was like a little pause, like it was her turn to talk. She knew it was her turn to talk. But she just said, is there anything else I can help you with? Yes, there is. You can suggest that I come into your office because you know I need 2 crowns. I don't know why you wouldn't do this. It's kind of crazy. Again, their explanations are hilarious. They shave it down. This is something you need to do at your calibration meeting, is get a really good explanation for exactly what a crown is in patient-friendly terms. But that's not even what we're critiquing here. It's the fact that 2 times in a row, I told a dental practice I need crowns, and they have not offered appointments. Let's do another one, see if we can get 3 in a row. I hope not. My object is to get someone to offer an appointment, so let's see what happens.
Dental, this is Courtney. How can I help you?
Hey, I have a question for you. I was told by another dentist, this was like a year and a half ago, that I needed 2 crowns. Do you do crowns in your office?
Yes, sir, we do.
Yeah, and what is a crown? What does that mean? I wasn't sure. They didn't really explain it well.
So a crown is it's going to fully cover that tooth. So they're going to take all the decay out or the leaky filling or whatever is not restorable, and then they prep that tooth. They fix it so that they can put a crown on top of it. It literally is like a crown on your head, but instead it's in your tooth.
It's like a crown on your head. Wow, I'll be like a member of the royal family after I get it.
Yeah. That's what. There's a T-shirt that says, "Hey, my dentist said I needed a crown." It's like a little thing.
Do I get one of those T-shirts if I get the crown done at your office?
I don't know. We don't even have one ourselves.
Okay, but you do crowns, and it sounds like
yes,
I
sir,
understand
we
what
do.
they are, so
yeah.
I do appreciate that. Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So she can't wait to get rid of me. Thank you so much. You're welcome. It's funny. I said before, people have different ways to describe the crowns. It's like a crown for your head, but instead it's for your tooth. That's probably the worst or least accurate worst picture. That one made no sense to me, because I think you'd be picturing like that Burger King crown on your tooth. But I would have let her get away with it if she would have tried to get me on the schedule. So she was nice enough, but man, another epic fail, I'm going to have to say. Let's do a couple more. Do we have a surprise in store here? I sure hope so.
How can I help you?
Yeah, I have a question for you. Do you do crowns in your office?
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm. So I've been told I need 2 crowns, but I'm not sure what they are. What is a crown exactly?
A crown? A crown is when your filling is too large, or if you had a root canal, and most likely you will need a crown to protect the tooth, the structure of the tooth.
I see. So it protects the structure of the tooth.
Right. So did you have a root canal before or no?
I don't think so. I don't think I had a...
Or did they tell you your cavities are too large, too big?
Yeah, I think they told me I had an old filling that needed to be retired.
So yeah. So to replace an old filling, most likely you will need, especially do you have amalgam filling, or
I went golfing last
filling?
week. I got a mulligan.
Amalgam. So if it's most likely you have like cavities under that. So once they go in to start cleaning, they don't know how big the cavity is, and so the structure of the tooth is not like now. So most likely you will need a crown to protect the human tooth. It's like you can Google on YouTube, and on the inside is metal, and then on the outside is porcelain.
Oh wow! So there are YouTube videos about crowns, huh?
Yeah, you can Google. Yeah, you can Google anything on Google. Root canals, crowns, implant crowns. You can Google nowadays. Yeah.
Is that how your dentist learned how to do one? They looked it up on YouTube?
I'm sorry?
You think that's how dentists learn how to do them these days? They just look it up on YouTube?
No, they go to school for that.
Oh, okay, good. Shoo, glad to hear. Great.
Okay.
Cool.
I always tell my patients, if you're not sure what you're gonna have done, you go to Google on YouTube.
Great idea. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Take care. Okay. Did you want to make an appointment?
I'm not quite ready yet, but thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Wow, not okay. At the end, she was like getting frustrated and fed up with my stupid questions. But right before it sounded like she was about to hang up on me, she said, "Would you like to make an appointment?" So I'm going to give her some credit for that. It wasn't the greatest entree into the schedule, but at least she gave it a try. I really am not a fan of telling someone to go to Google or YouTube or anywhere. First of all, they can get all kinds of misinformation. But the main reason is that you don't want to distract someone. They're on the phone, Why would you want to send them to Google or YouTube or a website or WebMD or anything? Get them on the appointment book. I mean, I could have easily, I think many people, that suggestion would have said, okay, that's a great idea. I'm going to go hang up and look on YouTube. So I think anything that you do to misdirect the patient away from the call, away from the appointment is a bad idea. I didn't do it because obviously I'm in the midst of a mystery shopper call here, but I think most people would have hung up at that point. I didn't. I stuck it out. It sounded like she was about to blow me off. And then boom, she actually, not in the greatest way possible, but did offer me an appointment. So I'm going to give her some credit here. This was not an epic fail. We'll give her maybe a B minus, but she did offer the appointment. So that was good. Okay. It can only go up from there, right? We're getting a little better. Let's see. We'll do one final call. Will it be an epic fail, or what do you think? Let's go over here and hit it.
Thank you for calling Dental, located at Please press 1 if you are a new patient. Please press 2 if you are an existing patient.
Thank you for choosing Dentistry. Hold on one moment, please.
Okay.
Susan, how can I help you?
Hey, I've got a question for you. My last dentist, it's been a little bit of time, but they told me I needed 3 crowns. And I wasn't sure what a crown is. Do you do crowns in your office?
We do. We love them. They're wonderful. They're a great way to fix a tooth, and they last a long time when they're done right.
Wow, that's so cool to hear. So what is a crown exactly?
Well, if there's not enough tooth structure left, a filling couldn't fix a tooth. So it depends on what you need. If it's fractured or a filling, there's so many different reasons. But the only way to tell is by an x-ray. And so what I would challenge you to do is, and we have an amazing dentist here, Dr. is fabulous. And so he would, if you can have your x-rays emailed to you, you're more than welcome to come in, and I can do a consultation with you, and Dr. he can look at your x-rays and tell you what he thinks. And I'm happy to do that for you. I'm not a dentist. I just play one on TV, okay?
So, well, that's interesting. You said you would do the consultation, but you're not a dentist. So how would you?
I would have Dr. will do it. I will schedule you for it.
I see. He would go over it, so to speak.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that sounds it sounds like a great idea.
Okay. Do you have any dental insurance? And my name is Susan. What was your name?
My name is Rich.
Hi, Rich. What's your last name?
Okay, Susan, here I'm going to give you full disclosure because I don't want to spend any more of your incredibly valuable time. This is actually a mystery shopper call for the Dental Practice Fixers podcast. And
thank you, Rich.
you have done an amazing job. I mean, it's so rare that anybody does patient experience service at the level that you did. So I just want to congratulate you.
I have goosebumps. Thank you.
You were great. Check out the Dental Practice Fixers podcast, and this call may even appear on it with a glowing review. So congratulations. You were
tell me where to go. Where do I go?
It's called the Dental Practice Fixers. So, any podcast app, you can find it. And listen to some of our past episodes because there are mystery shopper calls on every episode, and you will see
You're amazing,
you are.
Rich.
You're far
Thank
superior.
You.
Oh, thank you so much. Way to go.
I appreciate
Congrats.
it. Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ding, 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 ding. We finally, I think the first time in weeks that we've had a winner. I kind of cut her off before we got into the details of the schedule because I didn't want to waste her time. I mean, she was hard at work. I don't like that they put me on hold if we had to have any critique, but then she came on that call and I asked her about her crown and she said, they're wonderful, they're great. She was so enthusiastic just about the fact that I was asking about her crown. That was awesome. And then she told me that the dentist is amazing. When is the last time we did a mystery shopper call and somebody loved on their dentist like that? The crowns are great procedures. The dentist is amazing. You'll love this office. Let's get you on the schedule. This was unbelievable. I didn't even know what to say. I was so stunned, except to tell her that this was actually a mystery shopper call. I had to tell her and compliment her. I wish this happened all the time, but if you're a dedicated listener of the Fixers, you know It's incredibly rare, but I thought it was a great bookend to this episode where we started talking about transferring your enthusiasm, and she sure did it in an amazing way. So I'm just so happy that we ended with this great call. I'm enthusiastic, asked to get me on the schedule, talked about how great the doctor was. This was a win, 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 win. I think I'm going to end it right here, except to say that please subscribe. If you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe on whatever app you're watching or listening on so you'll be notified as soon as new episodes come out. If you want to get in touch with me personally, my email is rich, R-I-C-H, at Madow, MADOW.com. And if you're a practice owner and want to have a one-on-one chat with me about anything going on in your practice, you can access my calendar at Madow.com/calendar. So please do so. I am Dr. Richard Madow, the co-founder of the Madow Center for Dental Practice Success. We've been helping dentists and team members like you for over 30 years. So come on, give us a shout. I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks so much.